Okay. Well, what did you say yesterday?
No.
Alright, let's continue where we stopped.
Okay.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good to see you again.
Yes, it's nice to have you a Monday evening, a nice cold Monday evening.
Yeah. Focusing more, as we discussed earlier, on the poor people of Nigeria.
Okay.
So.
Jeez, this guy, your face is on point, you know? Who done your haircut?
Who would you define as the poor people of Nigeria?
Well, from time immemorial that we can remember, most of us were born into this economic situation, and from time immemorial that we can actually remember, all we've heard is the complaining of the masses. Basically, I don't think the term is poor people per se.
Okay.
You know, the term is just the majority of the masses. You see, the picture is most of the majority of the masses complain that a selected few have been chopping money, stealing money. We've had this for at least over 30 years. I mean, our independence in Nigeria is going to about 60 years. Okay. At least from that period, we've all this complaint or this psyche is being constant that our leaders are chopping money and a selected few are eating money and not doing what they're supposed to do for them.
So you mentioned the masses.
Yes.
The people that are taking money or chopping the money of the people, are they not part of the masses? Or
that's where the thing, I always say that followership is to be blamed as well as leadership. You see, followership is to be blamed as well as leadership. The people focus on this senator or positions or people in government. And most of the time, what I notice is that some of the illiterate or semi-illiterate people of the masses, you don't blame them, do not have a thorough economic information of the true status of things. However, there are some elements of truth in the whole story. Just like you know that out of every word, there's always some elements of some truth. What that simply means is that for every project or contract that is given, if the budget allocated for it is not actually used, the entire budget is not actually executed for that budget.
Okay.
Part of that money is taken and the remaining chunk is not enough to carry out that project. Hence, the project is left not done or halfway.
So I just wanted to bring you back to the people saying that the problem is from the senators and their leaders. And you mentioned that is a lack of economic connection or understanding.
So there's a function of the
problem. I understand, but is there a responsibility? Who would you say this responsibility to educate the people is?
Well, the truth is, at the point, like I said yesterday, we thank God for where we are today. For Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to be where it is today, it's just the grace of God.
Okay. And where is that right now? Where is that right now?
No problem. I mean, whatever stage we are right now, what that simply means that whatever we have gotten right now, politically,
0844 number.
we have to edit that. Wherever we are now, politically, socially, infrastructure-wise, you cannot tell me that nothing is happening. In there. Things are happening. The major cardinal points that needs to be hit have
Let me go ask Max.
Give us some example of those things.
Infrastructure,
Okay.
basic needs met.
No, I mean those things happening now that you say are happening. Things are happening in Nigeria. Give us some of those examples so that the people can actually hear you.
No, I mean,
because some people will be hearing that things are happening, but they won't believe it. You know?
The truth is that.
Give us some places.
Let me give you an example.
People you refer to as illiterate.
Now.
This is Wale also talking of.
Now, what is going on is this.
When people complain, they say.
What is going on is this. Now, when we say illiterate, what we mean is that they need to be. They don't have the detailed, thorough information of what is practically going on a day-to-day.
Of course, and if you lack that information, it's a problem, yes.
You get that. And if you lack something, you cannot really,
take action. The thing is, who is responsible for this?
Well, the truth
Let
is,
people know.
Now, the truth is this. Governance is of utmost importance.
Right.
And when we say governance, we mean the government.
Okay.
Now, we know that at this point in time in Africa, leadership is the
0844, man. I need to call this number.
Of course.
and leadership,
Good leadership.
good leadership.
Yes.
That's the word. And this is what our campaign is all about. Operation Develop Africa, the new movement.
This is interesting because in all our conversation, I've not heard about this movement.
Oh yes,
I've not heard about.
it's the
this
new
movement.
generation politicians. It's the new,
Yes.
the youth, the new
Okay.
movement.
Okay.
And like I said, it's going to be a nice transition, a nice takeover. Like I said, educatively, technically, strategically, not just making noise.
This is a bold statement you're making. A
Oh,
nice
yes.
takeover.
A nice
Because
handover.
Nigeria has hardly had any.
Oh, we have had one.
Yes,
We've had one.
A democracy.
Yeah, we had one with Jonathan handed
Yes,
over
of course,
peacefully.
of course.
Yes, we
But
had one.
hardly these are recent events that you're talking about.
Yeah,
In
of
the
course,
last-
we're in the recent time.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So for you to make that statement that this is going to be a nice takeover,
Now, what that
it
simply
leads me to ask the question, like, what is your position in this new generation for you to be able to so confidently say that
Well,
you're
we are one of the pioneers
okay.
of the next generation.
I like pioneers. I love pioneers.
Yes.
Yes.
Which means that, like I said, since we're addressing the masses and the poor people in
Yes.
quotes, our heart, the secret is this:
Okay.
the next generation leadership, our heart goes out to the masses, pure and simple.
Okay.
Irrespective of the budget, irrespective of the plans, and even all the plans and the executions happening for the country, is for the people.
As so it should be.
Are you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
What we are saying is that we are tired of what our fathers, the way and manner in which our fathers have carried it out.
Respect to them, obviously.
Of course, we
Yes.
appreciate
Jeez.
that. But now we want to,
You're right.
we acknowledge that, and like I said yesterday, without a history, you cannot have a future.
Sure,
You need to have a knowledge of where you are coming from, so that you can have a plan of where you are going to. So I appreciate that. You get that, and we need some form of guidance and information from our fathers. Don't forget that when were we born? We were just born yesterday. You get it. So you cannot say you cannot do without them. But however, we have innovation.
Right.
We have ideas. We have the new development plans.
Of course. What would you say to those people that would ask you, how are you going to merge these ideas with the ideas of where I believe we stopped was how do you plan on merging the new generation with the old generation?
Well, so like we said, without a history, you don't have a future.
Yeah.
We need to, among many other things, we need to be well equipped and informed on different platforms and different sectors, so that there can be a transition from the old generation into the new generation.
Okay.
Now, we have often, one of the major issues is that, which we need to tidy up.
Okay.
We are hearing that, the same old thing will happen again, the same old cycle. the
And you
same
can't
old
blame
cycle.
anybody for believing
No
that. for
problem.
believing that. Yeah.
But the truth is this: we are not hungry.
Okay. Why
We
is
are
that?
not planning to go into government to feed ourselves.
Okay. Before you continue, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Why would we trust people? You're saying a hunger. Describe this hunger, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are not. We've seen a bit of money.
Okay.
We are private businessmen,
Right.
and if we want money, there are businesses we can do
Mm-hmm.
that will be enough for us to make money. So our intention of going to government is not to pack money as status quo, but really to deliver to meet the needs of the people. Of course, there's no perfect system. Even in the whole world, there's no perfect government. You get it? There are budgets for things, and the most important thing is that most of the projects and infrastructures are delivered according to record time.
Pardon me for if I'm asking a very selfish question here, but this is a question I want to talk about, address the hunger. Because a lot of people use hunger as an excuse for drive. Saying that I'm hungry, that's why I'm going to do this job right for these people. But that hunger is a source of their drive. They're hungry for change. They're hungry for that new way of life that is different from the old way of life,
That's
which
what I'm
has
saying.
suffering or anything along those lines. So how do you separate this hunger for change, that hunger for...
Well,
how
of
do you
course,
know your motivation to
already,
make that
already,
change?
already,
You know what I mean?
listen, already it is happening.
Okay.
you see, part of the hunger for change is tiredness for the old
Okay.
system. Already, that is why you find a lot of revolts, i.e. Biafra and all these youth, Arewa youth, and people are tired.
Okay.
You get it? Of the same old system.
I do get it.
In quote. But remember, I said, despite all their protests and this thing must be done in a very systematic, technical, and strategic way.
And you think all of that is right now is available in Nigeria to make that change? Or that
Remember I told you
technicality,
that Nigerians are very intelligent?
Yes, of
From my
course.
previous, and that
100%.
Nigerians, I've never seen human beings as intelligent as Nigerians. Listen,
Yes.
we have what you call a human resource. What you're talking about is human resource management.
Okay.
We have people.
Okay.
You get it? But most of these people need to be given opportunity.
Right.
You get it? And listen, there's another aspect concerning what I call the politicking, which I really want to talk about another time. What I call the politicking on ground. You see, a lot of our people are ignorant, home and abroad, of the politics itself. So people just talk from a distance
Right.
concerning their own opinions,
Which is allowed.
which is okay, but it's not realistic
Okay.
within the context of governance. I.e.,
Right.
when you are put on the seat yourself, you realize that the thing was not the way you were imagining it was
Okay. So this is the politicking you're talking
on
about.
ground,
Okay.
the realistic stuff, in the heat of it.
Right.
Please elaborate more on that.
That's, like I said, there will be a teaser for politicking.
Right.
Like I said,
Of course.
our heart is for the masses. We are for the people. Our desire is to make sure their needs, i.e. infrastructure, housing, employment, you get it?
Yeah, of course.
Or startup loans for those who want to go into businesses. Perhaps already Lagos State government have issues like that. There are ways on applying for those things. But when you, like I said, lack of knowledge is a big problem. Lack of knowledge and lack of information.
So now you just said this lack of knowledge.
A
lack
lot
of-
is going on in this present government now, even now, concerning new developments,
Okay.
of which you need to be aware of. You get it?
Okay, so-
you might not have a spread, but at least there are little development of which you need to ask questions. I.e., you can register your company online now, recently.
You need to stop insulting your people.
But if
There's
there's
not lack of knowledge thing you always talk about. You need
It's
to
not an
stop-
insult. Lack of
you're
knowledge is not
insulting your
an
people.
insult. No,
What understanding do I need to have that somebody is coming into power with probably
No, we're talking about different aspects now.
like with only £1 million in your account, and you got into power and you said this thing is a bit complicated. It's more complicated the way people outside are looking at it.
Yeah.
And you got into power after 2 years. There's evidence that you have up to 200 million in your account. So how do you want
Well,
me to
that is
understand?
okay. That's the old system we talked about.
right.
Okay, which the people are tired of. If you remember, like I said, we the new generation, we are not hungry. We are hungry for change, but we are not hungry as in we are looking for food to feed. Okay, you get what I'm saying?
I do.
So we are not going into government with the intention of going to collect 200 million and blah blah blah. Like I said, if we need to do that,
But still,
there are
you
other
have
businesses.
you have of opinion
Yeah.
that people are not knowledgeable enough to know what's
Of-
going on.
now,
Which is
knowledge-
the politicking you're talking about.
Wait, knowledge that we are talking about, Mr. Wale, is in different contexts.
Okay.
We have different types of knowledge. Okay, so when we mention knowledge, it was just a generic, but it cannot be broken down into different areas. Like I said,
I see.
we need to be with the next generation youth, the next generation coming up. I want us to do something. I want us to be a bit smarter in our operations. I want the next generation to talk less and observe more.
Okay.
I'm not saying don't talk. Talk when you have to talk, right? And be quiet and observe and pick up the strategic important things. Because this is what the previous generation might use against us. But if we are, remember I said yesterday, if you know how to wash hands with the elders, you will eat with the elders, irrespective of your age. So let us be tactic in our strategy in taking over or from the next, or from the previous generation.
Thank you so much for that. You just mentioned that the previous generation would have a point against us.
Yes, if we are not mindful on our strategy.
Okay, exactly. Now, if you are mindful of your strategy, and if you're not hungry, how would you see, and God forbid this should ever happen, how would you see your new generation failing? What would be the failing point of the generation, in the sense that what would your limits be that it would be
already in the movement? We are looking at people who have, like I said, people who have a heart for the people.
right?
So there's already a gauge in the process. So that gauge is selective. That's why when people who are coming to join the movement, we see that they are people of like minds.
Right.
Of course, like in any other group, might be bad eggs or people you cannot filter it totally, but at least it will be minimal.
Okay.
And there will be some form of disciplinary action or committee for such things. But like I said, it's still traceable to illiteracy. And illiteracy is not just only education.
Right.
Illiteracy is on there are different types of illiteracy. You can be a computer illiterate. You can be a banking illiterate. Illiteracy is not just education.
Yeah.
Illiteracy is anything you don't have adequate knowledge of. Okay. So if you can be an illiterate of furniture business.
Yes, that's it.
You have a point.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So I want us to take these things in perspective. That's what I'm saying, the next generation we have to be very careful. And I'm also addressing the youth in Ghana, the next generation in Ghana, in Zimbabwe. Let us be smart. I have no problem with Daddy Mugabe. It's actually our grandfather. Daddy Mugabe and Zuma and all these guys our fathers. I have no problem.
Okay.
But how to deal with them, we need wisdom. You get it? In a way that in the transition that listen, Daddy, you are now old. We are your children. You cannot live forever. Hand over this power to us.
Yeah, you can take charge.
And we assure you, we will not mess up. Simple.
I understand your point. I don't know if
it's
for
a
some
good
reason
policy.
I don't feel satisfied
It's
that
a
my
good
question was
policy.
answered, in the sense that
We'll answer it. Let's take it
in the
again.
sense that
Let's take it again.
our fathers obviously set off with the intention of making countries like Zimbabwe, Nigeria, every other country in Africa great. You have that same ambition to make Nigeria in particular great because you're Nigerian. What do you think the hurdle was that stopped them from achieving this, and how are you saying that this same hurdle is not going to affect
it's not going to affect them because
what would be your hurdle in your generation?
Okay, I will tell you, don't forget you are part of our generation.
Of course.
You are not our father.
No. I'm just asking the question.
So you are part of us. Okay, now.
No, definitely. Me just using you is just.
No, it's fine. No.
Actually,
We're not illiterate, like I said, so we understand. Now, what we're saying is this: let us.
And
Okay. Is it stop?
yes.
Okay.
How many minutes left? So, would you like to address that question?
Which one?
The one of the hurdles of the previous generation.
Well, now it's simple.
Your generation.
The
what would your
hurdles
hurdles
of
be?
the previous generation was simply international politics.
Okay.
That's another thing. International politics is what affected them, i.e., the interest of the West, right, versus our own interest. So we are different from our forefathers. Our forefathers, like I said, were illiterate on different grounds. But at the same time, what the West did was that they took advantage of some of our immediate needs and did some quick transactions that were agreeable.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people agree
and
with you
took
on that.
advantage, and that's all. We are not our forefathers. We are not going to do that. Okay, we have to have a platform within the UN, right, and the G8 people, people, where we negotiate. So African Union, we need to now fortify what we call the African Union, the OAU, Organization of African Union, where the representative of all the countries are now. Africa just needs to get serious. We need to be serious.
So what are those hurdles for you?
That's what I'm addressing.
Okay,
We need to sit down and form and fortify that body, which will dialogue with the West in interfering in our affairs, i.e., resources, decisions of the government, and all that. These are the things that they've been trying to use to manipulate, in quotes, some of. So Africa now has to stand its ground as a continent. Don't worry about it. And as a country that this and this is what we've implemented to do. You are you can come in partnership with us, you can support us, but this is what we want to achieve.
Okay, so basically, just to summarize what you've just said is that a lack of unity amongst Africa might be the only hurdle.
It is that will not be a hurdle. In our time, we are looking that we'll be unified more.
Of course.
Which is the dream of one of our fathers, Kwame Nkrumah. This was Kwame Nkrumah's dream that will come in unity, and the secret is love and unity. We need to be as one brother and not allow any outsider to come and be telling us stories. We've advanced from those levels.
It's true.
This is the way. So, like I said, we believe in Africa. Like I said, Africa has really been disadvantaged for centuries, from slave trade down, and now it's time that Africa, men like Martin Luther King really tried their best to really sign in the thing into the law. I even got killed in the process. But please, let us get to the basics. Let us sit down and tidy up ourselves in-house so that we will not become an international disgrace. I feel insulted when I sit in several other meetings and they are saying and they are talking about Africans. And I think, what? We are blessed with human resource. We are blessed with natural resource. We are blessed with cultural. Our food is the best. Our food is organic.
It's really good food.
We are blessed with good weather.
Great weather.
There's nothing like the British weather. It changed today in this hour.
Okay.
So we need to sit up. But Nigerians are very intelligent people. Once Nigeria can break it, which we are ready to break it, all other African countries will follow. They are our brothers anyway. Kikuyu, Uganda, South Africa, they are all our brothers and sisters. We can make it, including the Caribbean. I'm not forgetting our exporters brothers in the Caribbean. They are part of us.
I think we should touch on that subject maybe on the next.
Of course.
Because I want to know
let me tell you
what your new generation.
Let me tell you a secret. Do you